So, Nvidia has created new models for image editing called ChronoEdit. Now, this model is pretty interesting. You'll see, compared with other image editing models, the approach is different. When you check out their examples, there are some results where you hover your mouse over them and it shows the generated output. But actually, those start from your image as the first frame, render a few frames, and on the fifth generated frame, that's when you get the final image editing result. So it's kind of interesting, not coming from a typical image generation AI model approach, but more like an animation-based approach to editing the image. As you can see, there are a lot of different images being edited, like scenes, and it handles what you'd call micro-editing tasks instead of big sweeping changes like swapping the entire subject into a totally new environment. This model tends to do that kind of micro-editing. We're going to check out how to run this locally on a PC and see how it performs in comparison with Qwen Image Edit, because that's what it's comparing, based on their research. They show a lot of comparisons between this approach and Qwen Image Edit, as well as other models, but they claim this is kind of a better way to do it in some experiments, and some videos out there claim a Nona banana killer. Is that a hype or not? Let's see how it goes. We have ComfyUI, the OG Comfy creator, has published a sample workflow to play around with ChronoEdit in ComfyUI. Now, in this Hugging Face repo, you can download the distillation LoRa from Nvidia's official Hugging Face page. This helps reduce sampling steps if you don't want to wait too long for every image generation. That's the approach to use when running this model in ComfyUI, and the models are repackaged by the OG Comfy team officially as the ChronoEdit 14B FP16 model. The models sit underneath the WAN 2.2 ComfyUI Hugging Face repo. So ChronoEdit is based on the WAN 2.2 video model with some small edits to the architecture and then fine-tuned specifically for image editing. There's also another quantized model in a Hugging Face repo from QuantStack. As you can see here, we have Q8 to Q2 quantization options. So I'll be using the Q8 model to play around with in ComfyUI locally. Remember to use the distillation model if you want to lower the sampling steps. So, load that workflow from Comfy Anonymous, he published it, and you can start playing around with this example workflow. All the settings and things should be correct since it was made by the creator of Comfy himself to test this model. So, I'm going to first load the GGUF quantized model here, and again, this will use the distillation LoRa. I'll actually apply the distillation LoRa in a few examples coming up. First, we're going to use normal sampling steps. Let's say the settings here are 20 steps, and I'm going to put the input image and the generated image side by side in the layout first. Talking about the workflow here, as you can see it's based on WAN 2.2, so you'll notice that the text encoder, VAE, text prompt, and other node connections are very similar to the WAN 2.2 image-to-video model workflow. It's basically rendering 5 images from the image-to-video pipeline and then picking those 5 frames, only taking the last one, the 5th frame, as the final result. Now, head over to the Hugging Face repo for ChronoEdit. As you can see, there are some examples you can test. All these text prompts are pretty short, but some of them are kind of complex, asking the model to make precise edits across just a few video frames. So I'm wondering if that's really possible with this model. I'm going to check it out with some images first. Let's say I use this previously generated image I have, an astronaut sitting on a bench with a campfire background, and see if it works. So as you can see, the first image I try to edit is the background, changing it to a sunset environment at the campfire site. The astronaut still remains in the same position. It's a simple prompt, just changing the background to a sunset sky. Another text prompt I want to try is for pose rotation. But this one doesn't seem to handle it well. Maybe because the astronaut is sitting on a bench, it's hard for the model to figure out how to rotate that pose. Yeah, so, as you can see, I added the word astronaut in the prompt, but the result stays the same. And sometimes that happens because of the quantized model. The GGUF model is heavily trimmed down compared to the FP16 version, which is 32 gigabytes. Now, the Q8 GGUF model is only 17 gigabytes. Of course, you'll obviously see the file size go down, but the data gets trimmed too. There's a lot of data loss, and it might not always follow the prompt instructions properly. So later, I'll test with the FP16 model to see how ChronoEdit really performs, and I'll also try other example prompts from their page. Another prompt that's kind of difficult is transforming a figure into a high-end PVC scale figure, like turning a cat into a PVC toy. I'll set the sampling steps to 8, CFG to 1, and shift to 2. Oh, and by the way, I want to show you the batch image output here, what the 5 frames actually look like. I don't think it'll successfully render a PVC figure, and yeah, I was right. The point of showing these 5 frames is that it starts from your input image and generates 5 frames in sequence. Across those frames, the model tries to transform something from the first to the fifth. But I guess it can't handle really big or complex edits in a single go. Throughout these tests, the success rate of image editing with this model feels kind of low. I'm not sure if it's because of the GGUF quantized model. There's definitely a lot of data loss. So maybe that's part of the problem too. Let's try another image, this time a male character, and I'll use the same PVC scale figure prompt. You know, this PVC figure trend blew up when Nano Banana released it, and a lot of people started posting themselves as PVC figures on social media. But this model can't do it. As you can see, across all 5 frames, the male character stays exactly the same. So, it can't always make transformations from the first frame to the fifth. That's a limitation of this approach. Using just 5 frames to edit an image leads to a lot of hit or miss results. I'm going to try it later without the GGUF model. And hey, finally, I got one successful edit. I changed the color of the character's dress. It's a very simple prompt. Change the woman wearing a red long dress. Finally, the GGUF model was able to do something here, but you can still see the color it edited isn't quite right. It's not really nice or beautiful in tone. Another issue with using the Qwen 2.2 image-to-video workflow as the base is that it only accepts one input image as reference. In contrast, Qwen Image Edit and Flux Context allow you to input multiple images for editing. Now, here's another prompt I tried. The woman is eating strawberry ice cream, and as you can see, the image doesn't perfectly show that. There's just some strawberry-like color on her tongue. There's no clear evidence she's actually eating ice cream. So yeah, these wannabe image editing models often lack strong prompt adherence and can't handle multiple editing tasks in one go. Let's try this one. The girl is swinging a lightsaber. I'll change it to woman and see what happens. And there you go, we get an image. Well, at least she's holding something that looks like a lightsaber handle, though it also kinda looks like a flashlight. The glow on the handle isn't really what a lightsaber should look like, but hey, at least it didn't generate something weird like a vibrator or other stick-alike object. Anyway, still, it's not quite accurate, and it doesn't match what's shown on their demo page either. Honestly, is this just the gimmick of the model? I copied a bunch of prompts directly from their examples, and almost nothing worked as expected. The outputs just aren't matching what you'd anticipate. Let's try this one. A professional portrait. Can it do a close-up shot? Nope. Nothing changes. So, I guess the problem is twofold. First, the GGUF model has lost a lot of data from compression, and second, the ChronoEdit approach, using just a few frames and building on Qwen 2.2, just isn't that reliable for image editing. So I'm going to switch to the ChronoEdit 14B FP16 model from the ComfyUI Hugging Face repo. Let's see if the FP16 model can actually do something useful. Okay, this time I'm using the FP16 model downloaded from the ComfyUI Hugging Face repo, and I'm also using the distillation LoRa to keep sampling steps low. I'm following the recommended settings, 8 steps, CFG1, Shift 2. And already, it's handling prompt instructions a bit better. With the FP16 Safe Tensors file, it at least made the character pick up a glass of wine. But even now, some instructions from their demo, like full body rotations or turning around, still don't work. I'm not sure if those need an even higher quality model, but right now, it's definitely better than the GGUF version. Let's say we add another item. She's wearing glasses. As you can see, loading is pretty fast with the distilled LoRa and 8 steps, but it still can't handle multiple instructions at once. It picked up the first part, holding a glass of wine, but ignored the second, wearing glasses. I've also loaded Qwen Image Edit alongside ChronoEdit so we can compare them side by side using the same input image. I'm connecting the same source image to both, bringing up previews next to each other and running them with identical prompts. The Qwen Image Edit result comes through, and it actually follows the prompt instructions exactly. I use the exact same text for both models, and Qwen clearly wins on prompt adherence. I think part of the issue is that ChronoEdit has a tokenizer limit of 300 tokens, so the text prompt capacity is probably too small for complex edits. That's likely why it can only handle one simple instruction at a time, even with the FP16 model. Meanwhile, I'm using the FP8 version of Qwen Image Edit, and it's still managing multiple edits in one go. Here's another example. Sky turns to dark and there are some stars. This time, both models actually worked, but Qwen did a noticeably better job. The stars are clear and the night sky looks natural. Both were set to 1024 pixels, so the dimensions are identical, but ChronoEdit made the house look like it's made of Lego. Strange texture artifacts appeared. Qwen, on the other hand, preserved the building's original architecture and only edited the sky. So I'd say, well, if Nvidia wanted to build a proper image editing model, they probably shouldn't have just tweaked Qwen 2.2. Ideally, it would have its own architecture, its own text encoder, VAE, and full pipeline design specifically for image editing. That would have been much better. Honestly, a lot of the time, Nvidia releases AI models that create a quick hype, and it fade fast and don't really gain traction in the market. As for ChronoEdit, someone asked about it, and I suggest Qwen Image Edit or Flux Context for this kind of task at this moment. They're more reliable. So yeah, that's my take on this image editing model. It's kind of a hybrid between video and image generation. That's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. See ya.